What if the next face on a British banknote wasn't a famous politician, writer, or even a monarch? What if it was a red squirrel, a puffin, or a hedgehog? In this lesson, in this episode of the English Right Now podcast, we're talking about one of the most apparently controversial subjects I could think of, because the first time in decades, the Bank of England is considering a major change to the design of British banknotes, and people, some of them, aren't happy. Welcome to the English Right Now podcast, in which we teach you at least 10 pieces of related vocabulary. It's a real conversation in which anything can happen. I'm British English teacher Roy, and joining me is my dear friend Rob. Hello.
Hello, Roy. How are we doing?
I'm all right. We're going to wade into the controversial subject today. Apparently. British banknotes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what about them? Lack of them? We don't have enough banknotes. Yeah. I don't have enough banknotes.
I'm going to see if I've even got one. I have. I've got a fiver.
Oh,
I've got a fiver.
Lend us a fiver.
So that's a fiver. That's a not really a crisp British plastic fiver. There's a picture of the Queen on the front. So it's an older. Yeah. So just at a moment where I missed her. And on the back, there is Churchill.
Winston Churchill, yeah.
Winston Churchill. So, for the first time in a very long time, the Bank of England is talking about replacing the people on the banknotes. People like Winston Churchill. Do you know who's on our banknotes now?
So we've got Winston Churchill on the fiver.
Yep.
We've got Jane Austen, famous.
Jane Austen is on one of them. Yes.
Yeah.
Famous writer.
Alan Turing. Alan Turing.
Alan Turing, the creator of the
Enigma machine.
The Enigma machine. Thank you. Yeah, the famous decoder. He's on the 50, isn't he?
Oh, we don't see many £50 notes.
No, we don't see many Turings. and then there's Turner, the artist Turner.
Turner. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I never look. You see, that's the thing. I just hand the money over.
No, I could tell you Jane Austen and Churchill. That's probably because they're on 5s and 10s, I guess.
Yeah.
Those are the only notes I see.
Yeah.
So it's caused a bit. So, and now the Bank of England want to replace those famous British people with. Oh, we've had other people on the notes in the past. I'm sure we've had like Florence Nightingale and people like this on the notes. But this time they want to replace it with British wildlife. So
now, how can that be controversial?
So, well. I believe a lot of it came from people. One in particular was Nigel Farage, or Farage, or however you say his name. I always rhyme it with garage. Who said it was woke to pick animals, which I don't think necessarily that's the right word to choose. Yeah, and it's there was a lot of kind of people saying, oh, it's really disrespectful to replace it with animals. We can talk about whether or not we think that's disrespectful in a moment. But even Churchill's, I think it's granddaughter or great-granddaughter, came out and said, this is perfect, as long as it's quite a, I'd love it to be a majestic creature. You don't want to, don't want a rat, do you? But, she said she's supporting the idea of changing it for do you think it's, I think woke is the wrong word, but do you think it's, what do you think about putting animals on the notes?
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I just would have thought this was a least controversial idea. Having to put a famous person on is very controversial. Who do you choose? What does picking a particular famous person signify? That sort of thing. I thought that would be tricky, but picking an animal should be a really easy thing. And it's nice to have an animal on there because, we have loads of wildlife in the UK, and I think people love animals. So I think it's a really good idea, generally.
Yeah. And we can talk about, who in the future will appear on our banknotes. That'd be interesting because, for me, David Attenborough at some point, he should be on it now. Although it might be a bit weird for him to, pay with notes he can see himself on. But again, as well, how long are we going to have paper money? Eventually, maybe we won't have paper money. So, this could very well be one of the last times we ever have this change. But anyway,
you could say, like the animals, the banknotes might become extinct. Yes.
Yeah, they are endangered. Endangered is a good word. at risk of becoming extinct.
Hmm.
So in other words, no longer existing. They're endangered. Wildlife as well is animals living in their natural environment. So we have 4 notes, 5, 10, 20, and 50. So we need 4 animals to choose. That's the whole idea. And you know, the options are, I think people, you get to have your say. That's the thing as well. So you get your say, which means that you can choose, you can have some input. They have to choose. So there are different categories. There's mammals, birds, and
amphibians.
Insects. Yeah, insects, amphibians, and fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
as you say, we're talking about wildlife here, so we're not talking about pets.
Yes.
So you can't have a cat or a hamster on.
No. But apparently people can choose 2 from each category, and then presumably the 4 biggest selections will be chosen for the notes. And you know, it's not. Yeah, I don't know why. And you know, we're not going to have the Boaty McBoatface scandal that we had in the past, where people could choose their name. This is from a select few. Rob, I never ask you to do anything controversial on this channel because of, you know, are you willing to say, to put your name behind certain animals?
Go on then, I'll do it.
All right, okay.
I'll expect lots of hate mail and things like that, but here we go.
Can you imagine it? So from the mammals, you can choose 2 of bottlenose dolphin, a brown hare, a European hedgehog, a grey seal, a pine marten, a red fox. Oh, that's it. Sorry. There you go. I'll get excited. So there's 6 animals. You can choose 2 from that.
Oh dear.
Should we just eliminate some? So this, you know, we're talking different species here. So species is like basically a type of animal, isn't it? It's you know, a group of animals or plants that share similar characteristics. These are different species. So of that, let's go down them one by one. I thought a red fox was on there. Red squirrel was on there. Surely.
Red squirrel, yeah, I'd heard that. I mean, red squirrels are quite rare, aren't they? Because mainly we have grey squirrels.
Where I live.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, you get them in certain places like the Isle of Wight, don't you? And Scotland and stuff. And they're quite special. Whereas the common grey squirrel we get around here are like rats with big tails. Really, they're pests.
Yeah, I would have liked a red squirrel to be on the note. Or maybe they got removed. But anyway, apparently the shortlisted mammals, as I say, bottlenose dolphin. How would you feel about a bottlenose dolphin?
I love a dolphin. Very cute. I probably go for a dolphin as one of my choices. Actually, yeah.
Would you? Are they iconically British though?
Well, the problem is you never see them.
The coast.
They do live off the coast.
You see them in the Solent sometimes. They sort of do that thing where they jump at the front of the boats. Sometimes rare though. Yeah, it wouldn't be my first kind of. I don't know if it would be my first kind of thought of British animals.
You wouldn't associate a dolphin with the UK, mate. No.
I feel like it should be warmer, like Florida.
Yeah. I mean, traditional. I think the more traditional mammal I would think of is a hedgehog.
Yes,
very British.
And that's on there.
Yeah, so a hedgehog is another choice of mine.
I mean, all of these animals are native, which means they are native British animals. So they are originally from the UK, which is why it surprises me that the red squirrel is gone, apparently, according to this list that we got from the BBC. And also, we've already got a category. I know dolphins are mammals, but we've already got a category for fish. So it feels like there could be, if we're not, careful, we could have 3 fish. 2 fish, I don't know. Three water-based animals, and then we can,
Yeah.
So I'm
going to go for the hedgehog because I think that's a really traditional kind of British animal. You often see squashed on the road when they run over.
Always a positive thought, Rob. Thanks for that.
Not a fox. A fox is a pest, to be honest.
This is intriguing. I think. See, fox was I was leaning towards fox. So that's a problem. So dolphins are cool. I love dolphins. I love seals as well. Grey
Mm.
seals. You do get them in the Scottish Isles, and you get them, occasionally down south as well.
Yeah.
You get them across the UK, but again, not the most iconic thought. Seals. I don't know.
No, I suppose we want a more land-based animal, something we
mammal.
might see when we're walking around. So foxes, I think, are everywhere and a bit of a pest because now they've become urban foxes. They're sort of tough and hard now, aren't they? And they go around opening your bins and spilling all the rubbish out. So they're beautiful-looking creatures, but a bit of a
Doing
pest.
graffiti on the walls. Make them sound like thugs, Rob.
They're the thugs of the wildlife world. So therefore,
I love a fox. Okay, so I think foxes are beautiful. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
If they get into a hen house, they will kill all of the chickens and only maybe eat one. So it's not. Yeah, the fox I think would be a controversial choice. I do. I think there'd be some people. Foxes are beautiful, but you're right. They are. It would be like having a. It's one step up from a pigeon, maybe for some.
Yeah.
So yeah. So foxes are out, even though I love foxes. I kind of hope a fox sneaks onto the note. I do. So what's left? We've eliminated 3. You've got hedgehog. I agree with you on the hedgehog. And then the last 2 options are a brown hare, which is a type of rabbit, a wild rabbit, and a pine marten.
Oh, see, pine martens are beautiful again, but very rare. You only get them really in Scotland again, don't you? So a beautiful creature, but not something you'd see in everyday countryside.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? A pine marten. I don't think a lot of people know what pine martens are. They're like a kind of otter, stoat, aren't they? Like those kind of creatures.
Yeah,
like a weasel.
Weasel, almost a squirrel as well. Sort of cross between They go up trees. But yeah, whereas a hare, a hare is a beautiful thing. Hare, as you say, is a type of rabbit with really long ears, sort of bigger than a rabbit, isn't it? And you see them racing across the fields and stuff like that. Quite an iconic.
It's a rabbit, that kind of idea. I suppose that's quite,
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I think we'll go with hare and hedgehog.
Okay.
Why not? Let's do it. Let's put it out there. So we've done that. But the rest of the thing is, we're saying a pine marten. A pine marten, we're talking about this, but is it the most? So we're talking about iconic animals as well. So iconic basically means widely recognized as symbolic of something. So we're talking about iconic British animals to appear on the banknotes, a paper note used as money on the banknotes. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Pine marten. But then again, the symbols of the UK are a lion for England, and Scotland have got a unicorn. So in the past, we can talk about that another day.
Yes. Just to explain, we don't have lions in England, do we?
Or unicorns in Scotland. Really. Last time I saw a Scottish unicorn, I don't know. But yeah, so we've gone with hedgehogs and hares. Now let's move on to birds.
Okay.
So we have the Atlantic puffin. The barn owl. I love a puffin. Love a puffin. The barn owl. A common kingfisher, as opposed to what? Upper class kingfisher. I don't know. A white-tailed eagle.
Yes.
A great spotted woodpecker. And a Eurasian curlew.
Well, that doesn't sound very British. A Eurasian curlew.
No. Apparently, it's a water-based bird with a long beak.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again,
Curlew. Would you say curlew?
Curlew, yeah.
Curlew.
I've seen them in these. I've seen one in the estuaries of the West Country, down in Cornwall and places like that. They're waders, aren't they? As in, they wade through the water with their long beak, get stuff out of the mud. But they're all beautiful creatures, aren't they? That's a hard one. I mean, as you say, the puffin is probably the cutest of them all.
I think that the birds are stronger than the mammals in the sense of like it's a tougher pick. I think we can get rid of the curlew because I don't think I've ever seen one. I would have put a heron on there more than a curlew, or a blue tit.
I was going to say they're all quite they're beautiful birds, but you don't see them that often. Why not a good old-fashioned, common garden bird, a robin or a
Yeah.
blackbird or a sparrow, you know,
Robin would have
something
gone.
that you would
Robin would
see.
have done well.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, pigeon, I don't think it would have done well because it's seen as a pest.
Magpie.
So
Hmm.
magpie would have
Mm.
been but everybody would be saluting the notes. They'd get them out and say, "Morning, Mr. Magpie." But that's a whole tradition we can talk about. So we're getting rid of the curlew. What about
Yeah.
what would the next one? Have you seen a white-tailed eagle?
Nope, I haven't.
They are huge. They
Mm.
are beautiful. They usually hang around. So they've been reintroduced into the UK. So they were extinct, I believe, and they've been reintroduced. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of kind of, you know, they're back into the habitat. So the habitat is a natural environment where the animal or plant lives, and it's kind of readjusting, I guess. But part of a conservation project, they've reintroduced. Conservation is the protection of nature, wildlife, and natural resources. They've reintroduced them. They are, I think, unfairly controversial. So I know somebody who works with birds, and I mean, these things are massive. There's an image apparently of a white-tailed sea eagle. They're mainly in Scotland as well, but we have a few down here. Carrying a baby lamb, a dead baby lamb, and there's this whole sort of feeling that the bird killed the lamb. It probably, it almost certainly didn't. It's not a killer. It fishes. It gets fish, but it's a scavenger as well potentially. So it probably picked up the lamb. For that reason, I'd say the white-tailed sea eagle is sadly out, because if there's that kind of if people have associated it with killing lambs, even though it hasn't.
Yes. Well, that's only natural, isn't it? But anyway, they're pretty rare, so I wouldn't call them a common sort of British bird.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Woodpecker?
they're out. Okay.
Woodpecker?
Woodpeckers. Well, I don't know. Woodpecker. I've heard woodpeckers literally pecking wood, but I've never really seen one.
Yeah. I don't think they're. Yeah. I think we can get, woody woodpecker. No. I love a woodpecker. We do see them. We see the green ones down here sometimes, and the but yeah, not the most common of animals. Which leaves us with a puffin, a barn owl, and a kingfisher.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, kingfishers are amazing in terms of their bright colours, but a barn owl.
See that on the 50. See that on the 50.
Okay, yeah, that's right. But a barn owl's quite cute.
Yeah.
Tricky one, isn't it?
So we decided puffin is staying.
Puffin, yeah. Let's go for puffin and owl.
Yeah, you see, I really want to say kingfisher. I really want to say kingfisher. I love kingfishers.
Yeah.
I want to say puffin and kingfisher. However, my son loves owls, and he would never forgive me. So we're going puffin and owl.
Okay. Anyway, as you say, the kingfishers they've had their time on the notes already. So
Okay, they're done. So we've got 6 animals so far. And then the shortlisted amphibians, insects, and fish. This is where I think it's going to get well. So the shortlisted fish and insects and amphibians are the Atlantic salmon, the basking shark,
right,
the buff-tailed bumblebee. Do you know your buff-tailed bumblebees from your non-buff-tailed bumblebees?
No, I don't know. I've never examined one. Okay.
No, I've never gone, oh my God, it's a buff tail. Look at that. It's got a buff tail. Don't know. The common frog, the emperor dragonfly, and the marsh fritillary butterfly. Fritillary butterfly.
Oh.
Couldn't tell you what they look like at all. Well, I can because I've got a photo in front of me, but
right. No.
I wouldn't necessarily go, oh my goodness, it's a marsh fritillary butterfly.
Oh, well, they've forgotten newts. I always like a newt, actually, in a garden pond, but they haven't got newts on the list.
Okay. I think there's a few ones missing here. I would have gone for a red admiral butterfly.
Yes, beautiful.
A bit more iconic. Yeah. Maybe even a moth.
An ant, a British ant. Get a lot of those. Okay, no, I'm going to go.
The British ant.
Could I please have a frog? They're quite.
No, I've got to ban frogs. Oh. Only because my father hates them, and it would traumatize them. So
what about your family?
I'm afraid it is. We are choosing today, Rob. That's it.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I think. Well, no, I'm stuck here. I'm really stuck here. Atlantic salmon.
Don't you eat them?
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, no. But yeah, no, we can get rid of that.
Okay. Okay.
The basking shark. Have you ever seen a basking shark?
I have actually. I have been lucky enough to
have
spot
you?
one in the seas off Scotland, but very
Oh,
rare.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, what do you think? A basking shark?
Well, basking shark. That'll fill up the whole note, wouldn't it? It's quite big.
And they don't scream British wildlife to me. I mean,
No,
obviously
that's
they're
right.
here, but we've got a lot of biodiversity, the variety of a lot of living things here. But it's not again shark. Don't know. Are they endangered? No, I guess they're not. Are they? Endangered is at risk of becoming extinct.
Possibly. But I say I'm thinking of something every day. The sort of thing you might see in the park, by the river, in the garden. That sort of thing is when I think of.
Look, Mummy,
British
next to the
wildlife.
park, in the pond, there's a basking shark. That's not going to happen, is it? Let's get rid of a
Rare
basking shark.
sighting. Yeah.
So
Okay.
we've got common frog, bumblebee, dragonfly, and butterfly.
Well, we all love a bumblebee.
Done. I knew it was going to be a bumblebee. So now we have to choose one from frog, dragonfly, or butterfly.
And you won't let me have a frog, so
No, you can have a frog if you want.
yeah, it's a frog or a butterfly for me. I mean, butterflies are beautiful. Yeah,
I quite like dragonflies, but again, they don't feel the most. It's not the first thing I would think of.
Couldn't they have a montage? Couldn't they have a montage of all these animals on one note?
A menagerie on a note.
A menagerie, yes.
Can you imagine it?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have frog, which leaves us with six animals. Six animals with with 4 spaces. We've got a brown hare, hedgehog, puffin, owl, bumblebee, and frog. We have to have one of birds, mammals, and that. Which 2 would you get rid of? You can get rid of one, and I'll get rid of one.
Okay, I'll get rid of the. I think I'll get rid of. Go on, the frog can hop it.
Oh no! I was going to say the frog. No, you've taken it. Oh gosh. Okay, I'll let you go first. That was a mistake. So, brown hare, European hedgehog, Atlantic puffin, barn owl, buff-tailed bumblebee. You see, I'm going to say I want to say the owl because it seems like the one that's like. But my son would kill me. So, oh no, he loves rabbits as well. Gosh. Oh no. Oh John.
But I'll tell you what, you have the frog. You can have my frog. Okay, get rid of the frog. And yeah, maybe I'll get rid of what were the mammals? What were the mammals we had? Hedgehog and
hare.
Okay, get rid of the hare. Get rid of the hare. The hare can
John will
hop
hate you. John will be angry with you, not me. So there you go. So that's that's the countryside as we see it, as Rob sees it. You can let us know which animals you think should be on the notes. Should it be the hedgehog, puffin, barn owl, and bumblebee? It sounds like a really bad band from the 60s, doesn't it?
Maybe Roy, the spare animals, the ones we haven't used, they could put on the coins instead.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. Have you got a spare? Have you got a spare woodpecker?
Yeah.
And that's one thing as well. We should say this because Americans, they tend to go. They sometimes refer to their notes by the presidents that appear on it. They go like, "Oh, have you got 15 Hamilton?" I don't know what they say. What notes have got what on? But we never say, "Oh, can you lend me a Churchill?" We don't say that.
But lend me a squirrel might be quite good.
Yeah. So yes, so there we have it. Those are the. If in the future, what people would you put on the next notes? Have you got any ideas?
You, Roy, obviously.
Thank you.
Well,
I was going to say David Attenborough, David Beckham.
Yes. All the Dave. Anyone beginning with called David, basically.
Oh, David Cameron.
Okay. But let's face it. In 10 years' time, we're all going to be cashless. It's going to be contactless payments, and real money. Won't exist, will it?
Be gone probably. Yeah. So it's an exciting topic. One of the most controversial topics we've had in a while, apparently. Don't know why. But yeah, if you fancy supporting this podcast, please feel free to buy a cup of tea for myself or for Rob. He loves a cup of tea. You can find the link down in the comments. And let us know what animals you'd like to see on notes and what animals are in your country. I know Brazil's got a wonderful selection of animals on their notes from memory, like the jaguar and some kind of koi carp, I think it is.
Okay.
It's a beautiful note. I used to call them koi carps. They might not be a koi carp. I don't know. Wait a minute. Lou, is it a koi carp? On Brazilian notes. So, according to my wife, there's a fish, but she doesn't know what kind of fish.
Okay.
But that's on one of the notes. But thank you very much for joining us and listening to us today. And Rob, thank you very much for joining me as well. It's been a pleasure.
See you next time. Bye.